Visitors to New Orleans might think that life is getting back to normal, but beyond the area that most tourists see is a city that is still largely in ruins. June 1st marks the official start to the Gulf Coast hurricane season. But while federal money for rebuilding is still held up in Congress, faith-based organizations and other volunteer groups continue to work on the ground with homeowners. Father Michael Jacques is pastor of St. Peter Claver Catholic Church in New Orleans, a congregation that is active with the faith-based All Congregations Together and the PICO National Network.
So without these church volunteer groups, and I think last week there were about almost 1,000 young people and adults in the city, sponsored through Catholic Charities, and many other churches. The Lutheran churches have done this, Methodist churches have done this, many, many different Episcopal churches, and they have just taken over neighborhoods and gone and gutted out and cleaned up neighborhoods.
Angel Givens and her husband Joe had 8 feet of water in their home for more than 3 weeks. Volunteers from the United Methodist Church helped them gut their home.
It doesn't look like our living room anymore, does it?
There have been so many individuals and organizations who have come down to New Orleans to help in any way they can and to do some of the most horrible work in the most horrible conditions and come here willingly. And teenagers giving up their spring break to come to New Orleans and gut houses. I mean, that really moves you.
I don't find that the government has stepped up to the plate, so our people have felt that it's better to just take matters into their own hands and to get the work done themselves. And the various church-based and faith-based organizations and community organizations are the ones that are actually pulling us through this whole thing.
We've had senators, we've had representatives, congressmen come in, we've had the president come down 12 times. And I say to myself, what part don't you get? Why aren't you releasing money?
So where does this leave the city's residents? Many remain in exile, far from home and family, unable to return. Father Jacques has seen firsthand the emotional cost of Katrina.
This storm has taken an immense toll on our people. People with their marriages, of people with no jobs, being depressed, where to go next, how to help their children. And so everybody's on edge.
And as June 1st approaches, anxiety is building among the city's residents.
The June 1st deadline, or the August 29th anniversary, it'll be a something that I can only pray that we can all handle.
But I can tell you that the people in New Orleans right now are the real risk takers. They're the ones who are willing to fight for what they have. They're the ones who are willing to work hard. For those on the outside who think that New Orleans, all we're doing down here is whining and holding our hands out for the federal government to give us aid, nothing could be further from the truth.
But they still haven't broken our spirit. We still have a wonderful spirit. And I think that's the piece for me that ties it in together, is that our folks are so grateful and thankful, because otherwise there would be nothing done.
So today, 8 months after Katrina, with no federal assistance to homeowners, much of New Orleans sits in limbo, making recovery more difficult with each passing day.